Hello, everyone. It's just another wrestling podcast. Not there's like 3 million of them out there already, right?
Yeah.
I'm Jay Money alongside Gerard the Wolf.
The man with the plan.
You didn't howl at the moon anytime last week, did you?
Did you swim in a swimming pool full of money? Jay Money?
Well, you are the wolf, so I do see you do howl at the moon. But
don't turn your back on the wolf pack.
Next week is the eclipse. Are you going to be howling at that?
No, I will not be howling at the eclipse.
All right. Well, this will be our SummerSlam preview. We'll quickly run through all WWE. We'll leave TNA and Lucha kind of out of this just for this weekend because SummerSlam is
the big deal.
Would you say the second biggest pay-per-view of the year?
Oh yeah, I think SummerSlam is considered the
WrestleMania of the summer.
Yes,
so.
I think I heard WWE refer to it as that.
Yeah. All right, so let's quickly run through Raw. How did the opening sound to you? Ambrose and Rollins finally reunited.
I liked it.
Yeah.
The development in it is slow developed. Like, it was really nice to see. They were still hesitating, and then Seth was about to walk off again, and then Dean started grabbing on him. They started pushing and shoving, and then a fist fight broke out.
I think that's how they work perfectly together.
Oh, yes. And then finally, they just like...
They finally did it.
Did the Shield fist pump or whatever.
Sasha Banks made Nia tap out again. So Sasha Banks is now number one contender at SummerSlam.
So is Nia getting buried then if that happens? Just kidding.
You know, it does... Well, I mean, it does seem like
I don't think she's been doing a whole heck of a lot.
Nia is dominant. There is no denying it.
Yes.
Obviously, by her size and how
to
she
tap
looks
out to the same
intimidating.
person twice does not help her character.
Yeah.
You got to build her strong. You could have done I know they could have done something else. She didn't have to actually tap out. They could have found some kind of way for Sasha to be sneaky, but that would have been heelish if she did.
Well,
it could have worked.
Well, she could have done a Eddie.
She's done it before.
She did it
again. She did it during her match with one of her matches with Charlotte.
Yeah.
So maybe she could have lied, cheat, and steal.
Yeah.
Worked for Eddie for all those years.
Now the club is getting involved with Big Show and Big Cass.
I don't know if I like that. That's just those are just two extra bodies in that whole thing that's not necessary.
Yeah. Okay, now the next two segments I was really confused by because you basically had back-to-back SummerSlam matches that you gave away for free, but I understand the whole buildup of it. The first one was Akira Tozawa winning the Cruiserweight title.
And I'm worried about that because now I think Neville's going to get the title back at SummerSlam.
I doubt it. I don't think so. I think
hope
Neville's
not,
held on to that
because
title
I was hoping
for pretty long.
I was thinking Akira Tozawa was going to get it at SummerSlam. That's what my whole expectation
That's what I
was.
thought. I thought it would have been better like that, but
maybe they're going to let him retain the title.
But then on 205 Live, Neville got broken, no pun intended, and
that's pretty much what he was.
He had the clock ticking down on the Titantron, which I thought was pretty good,
as well as some eyeshadow because his eyes looked like they were dark and he had that crazy eye.
Now this match I completely understand why they did it now. Bray Wyatt defeated Finn Balor, but then later on in the show, after Bray apparently poured blood on Bray.
That looked like some 2000 WCW right there, if you remember.
That was really bizarre, but I understand because now we're going to get the Demon at SummerSlam.
The Demon King Balor.
Mickey over Emma pretty easily. Jordan and Miz went to a no contest after Miz Taraj got involved. And then Jordan and the Hardys defeated the whole Miz and Miz Taraj.
So now we're going to get a match with all all six of them.
Men. We'll actually get into them in matches in a little bit. Then you had the Fatal 4-Way face to face to face to face. I think
That's
I said
too many faces in that.
I think I said the right amount of faces. So
I think you're missing one.
I think that one was actually a pretty good segment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good segment to end the show. Let's go on to SmackDown. Apparently it was I forget. It was an Independence Day for genders people.
For India.
Yeah, for India. And then we finally had the first exchange between Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura, which I felt like it was good. I mean, even though Shinsuke has some broken English,
He can make it work.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
I mean, like,
anything he says is gold to the universe.
Pretty much what carries Shinsuke the most is his charisma, his body language. He mostly acts off his body language. Shinsuke acts more. He's not much on the mic. And if you ever look up his New Japan stuff, he talks on the mic in Japanese. So of course he's probably better in his own native language. He's better on the mic. But here in broken English, not so much. But his body language will carry him. His body language is that's pretty much where his promos.
Yeah.
The body language, because the fans can react off of that. They're seeing him physically move and doing all these gestures. That's what works for him. That's what is getting him over. Is the body language, the gestures, the movements.
Yeah. Natalya made Becky Lynch tap out. Naomi came in. Natalya ran, but then Carmella came in. Do you think she's going to be a factor at SummerSlam? Well, when do you see her cashing that contract in?
It would have to be at SummerSlam because that's the big stage. Remember what Seth Rollins did at WrestleMania that one year? She's the first female Money in the Bank holder.
Yep.
So you want to do that at a big pay-per-view.
Yeah.
This is the place. That's the place to do it. It's SummerSlam.
All right. Then after Rusev pretty much destroyed Chad Gable, Orton did his usual sneaky RKO.
That one, when I saw it, I loved it. He came out of nowhere.
I was waiting on it. I'm like, all right, come on, Randy, where are you? So
that was like epic. I loved it. That's like, I think that was his best RKO out of nowhere ever.
Yeah.
I think that was his best one.
Well, to me, I think the best RKO was either the one that he did on Evan Bourne after Evan Bourne did his airborne, but again, Orton caught him midair, or the one that he did on Seth Rollins, where he basically climbed up on his shoulder and he pushed him up, and then he caught him.
His shoulder, and then
those to me were like his two best RKOs.
But this one can probably be up there too. I liked it.
Now AJ Styles tried to apologize to Shane McMahon, but Kevin Owens ended up super kicking McMahon, so both of them got their licks in on Shane McMahon.
Somebody's getting screwed at SummerSlam.
The Usos beat the New Day in a non-title match. It was a pretty decent match.
Yeah. Well, and they said the announcers even categorized this.
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are the speed lineup.
Yeah.
While Big E with
is
each
more
one
of the power.
Is the power lineup.
Yeah.
So it will be Big E and them at SummerSlam. Big E and Xavier.
Xavier Woods.
And Kofi's on the outside.
Yep.
But this time it was Kofi and Xavier, and they can really match that. Because wasn't it at the last pay-per-view? Wasn't it at Great Balls of Fire? No, not which one. Which pay-per-view? That was a Raw pay-per-view. Battleground. It was the Usos versus Xavier and Kofi.
Kofi, yeah.
And I like Kofi and Xavier when they go up against the Usos, because they have high flying ability too. So it's kind of like cruiserweight style. You're getting two groups that can do high flying. So it was really nice.
And the main event, which was projected as the biggest main event in SmackDown history, I don't think it lived up to the hype. I mean, they didn't give both these guys enough time. John Cena beat Jinder Mahal via DQ when Corbin got involved, and then probably the moment that literally made my jaw drop. Corbin cashed in and he lost it in 10 seconds.
I hear that he has heat with some of the WWE officials. That's what the rumor is.
He actually does, but I think they're really high on Corbin.
I hope so. I don't know how he has. That's a waste right there to make him, because that's a waste.
Well. I think it adds fuel to his match with John Cena, because remember, once the bell rang, Corbin went after Cena, and then that's when Mahal got the win. So I think there's now a story in that Cena Corbin match.
Yeah, there is. It's good build up.
And
John Cena. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Also, like, have you seen the pictures? A female fan flipped Cena off during the time where he's smiling.
That was hilarious.
That was crazy funny. And Cena even responded to it.
I was laughing when I saw that. I was like, yep, that's a typical fan right there.
Yep, that's a typical John Cena.
All right, quickly on the 205 Live, Cedric Alexander and Graham Metalik over Tony Nese and Drew Gulak.
Graham Metalik, did you notice that his mask was covered all over his face again this time? Because the last time he was on, he had... I seen him, I believe he was in New Japan. His mask had that open mouth on it, but this time they closed it again. because he normally wore masks that had a little bit of mouth, so I don't know what was going on there. But we're seeing a little bit more of Metalik. He hasn't been on in a while.
Yeah. Brian Kendrick over Mustafa Ali via DQ.
Paranoid as hell because of Gallagher is a beast. He's gonna hurt.
He actually. Well, I'll say. Well, I mean, you don't expect Gallagher.
But he does
like
have
this,
that MMA background.
That's
pretty
good.
He has competed in MMA, so he's
I actually like
that
side of.
I like it too. I like that. I like when they have that aggression. I like when certain wrestlers that you least expect to have that show that aggression and use it during their matches.
Yeah, Daivari over Rich Swann, and then like we mentioned earlier, Tozawa had his celebration. Neville came out, looked like broken Matt Hardy, showed the clock.
In the words of Titus O'Neil, haven't slept in a couple of days.
Yeah. Now on to NXT, Ember Moon and Asuka signing their contract. Yes, I am looking forward to that match. I gotta say something.
Amber Moon cut the best promo I ever heard her say.
Oh yeah,
she cut a hell of a promo. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah,
I like
Street Profits over.
And her facial expressions worked perfectly with it.
Street Profits over Lars Sullivan and Chris Salivo.
What is your take on the Street Profits?
I think they're good.
Yeah, I'm still.
They look more like a skinny version of Crime Time.
I kind of can see.
I see some Crime Time in them.
Yes, I don't think I want the Crime Time in them. I think I want them to be their own thing.
Yeah,
because it's kind of a bit stereotypical.
Yeah, Ruby Riott over Billie Kay, and then Drew McIntyre and Roderick Strong. I actually loved this match.
I liked it too.
And then Bobby Roode got involved, so it's a no contest. So unfortunately, Roderick Strong does not get his match.
I almost thought that maybe William Regal was going to come out and say, now this match is going to be a 3-way at TakeOver. I was actually,
I still don't see that happening.
I was wishful thinking on that one.
Yeah, I don't think so because I thought you're going to get more of a draw with Bobby Roode and Drew McIntyre.
And the only reason I said a 3-way because of the circumstances of how Bobby interfered. Because normally when that happens, they changed the match from a singles match to a triple threat.
Yeah.
But the respective matches that they were going to have, both Roddy and Drew with Bobby Roode, were already set, so they're not going to change anything.
All right, so now we go over to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. This even though there are 5 matches, it's a 2-hour show.
Oh.
But
what is the start time?
I think it's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Central time.
Okay.
But there'll be like a 1-hour pre-show, kind of like how they usually do.
Show.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll start at the top. We'll work our way towards the main event. This card is stacked to me. Aleister Black versus Hideo Itami.
That is going to be epic, and they're strikers too.
Yeah, they are strikers.
Like, think about his matches with Aleister Black's matches with Bobby Fish,
aka Tommy End.
With Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, both members of Red Dragon from ROH.
He's got the Japanese style in him.
Those guys are strikers.
Yeah.
They got that strong style.
Yeah. This is going to be a good physical match.
If those matches are any indication, this will be the same because Itami is entrenched in that strong style.
Yeah.
And they said as Kenta, he was vicious, so we will see some of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to this one. I'm looking for
that. That's the first match on the card.
Well, you never know. I mean, that was the first match that was said.
Well, it could. If it is, that's a good way to open that whole show.
That's a good way. That's a good way.
You get the fans really into it.
Who do you got in that match? Aleister Black undefeated. Hideo Itami is now running heel.
I would hope Aleister Black, but if Itami's a heel, he's going to do something sneaky. He's going to do something. He's going to get real vicious. I think
you got to go Aleister Black because
I do. I agree.
This guy is red hot right now.
Yeah, I like him.
I love his charisma. I love how he acts in the ring.
I really like his martial art ability.
I love his entrance. He's going to have a kick-ass entrance at Brooklyn 3.
Yes, and I love his martial arts ability and his mixed in with his wrestling ability because those are great. To me, anytime you can mix the martial arts with wrestling like that, it is a great combination.
Yeah,
it is a great combination. That's the signs of a person really great at their craft.
Yeah.
And he has that combination down packed.
Yep. All right, the next match, Johnny Gargano. He will take on Andrade Cien Almas. I think this match was kind of made at the last second because I think both guys deserve to be on the card. But again, but Tommaso Ciampa is injured. So
and to speak of Ciampa, I just thought of something. Even though he's injured, what if he comes out to distract Johnny Gargano?
That's what I was gonna say.
You
Johnny Gargano.
You can utilize him in that fashion just to keep the feud fresh, because there is gonna be a feud when he comes back. But you can't let it get cold. You got to find a way to keep the fire on it.
Yeah,
this is the best way.
That's what I say. I think in this match, Tommaso Ciampa does get involved. He will come back because I mean, he's too big of a star on NXT to not get involved in this match.
Oh yes, and there's still heat there. There's still got to build up. They still got that feud going.
So who do you like in the match?
I want to say Johnny Gargano, but because of
I may go Cien Almas.
Exactly, because of the idea of Tommaso Ciampa getting involved.
Yeah,
that leads Cien to be the winner.
I think Cien Almas is going to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny Gargano won and then Tommaso Ciampa came out after. Because
yes, that is a possibility.
Because remember, at NXT TakeOver Chicago, Tommaso Ciampa didn't attack him until after the match. As soon as they were going off the air, that's when he attacked him.
Yeah.
So he could literally pull that same move.
Wait until after he has his victory and take it away from him by attacking him while he's off guard.
But again, I think they're starting to come around on Andrade Cien Almas. I think he wins this match.
Yes.
All right. The first of basically all three titles are on the line. Authors of Pain versus Sanity for the NXT tag titles. This is going to be a good physical match.
I honestly think Sanity might take it because it just looks like they're going to. We're talking about Sanity, and they haven't been known to interfere in matches. And there's like two of them on the outside, and it's only Paul Ellering, and there's not much he can do.
Yeah.
Sanity's taking these titles.
Yeah.
Taking those titles. They're taking them at it.
Do you think Authors of Pain come up on the roster after Brooklyn?
Possibility. I don't know right yet. Do you think they're ready?
I think they are because I mean they've been in NXT for a while. I mean they're pretty much undefeated. I see them coming up. All right, then I would put them on Raw.
And you said put them with the Miz and let them be part of Miz's group.
That was my whole concept, was putting them with the Miz. I mean, if like I have mentioned before in the past, if you really want to build Miz, you got to put the Authors of Pain with them. Yeah, so I think Sanity will win the tag titles because I mean you really got to push Sanity, especially if you've got Eric Young in that group.
Yes, and you got him, and he's always.
I think Eric Young goes. I think after the title match, which we'll talk about here in a minute, I think you have to push Eric Young towards that NXT title.
Yes, because he will be the champion at some point.
Because again, NXT has got a lot of depth now.
Yes.
So, all right, Asuka will defend the title against Ember Moon.
Ember Moon's getting that title.
I think Ember Moon is going to win. I think Asuka's coming up.
It's about time. Asuka's been undefeated, and if you look back to Ember Moon's beginning, they've been building her almost exactly like Asuka.
Yeah.
She was being built as being undefeated, and she was always dominant and intimidating, just the same as Asuka.
Yeah.
So they have to put that belt on her now, given that Asuka screwed her out of the title, screwed her on a few occasions by being underhanded somewhat. So she's going to get that title, and Asuka's going to come up.
Yeah.
But what brand does Asuka go on?
I say you put her on SmackDown.
I think that would be the best choice. She can wrestle with people like Becky, Natalya,
Charlotte,
technical wrestlers.
Yeah, because
add more depth to that women's division on that brand.
Or do you put her on Raw? Because I mean the only players that you have on Raw are Bayley, Sasha, and Alexa. I mean, Nia floats in and out, but then after that, really nobody. I mean, Mickie James hasn't done much. Emma, you haven't really pushed a whole lot. I mean, Dana Brooks kind of fallen off.
Okay.
Because I mean, you can literally put her anywhere.
Okay.
And now the main event: Bobby Roode defends the NXT title against Drew McIntyre.
Bobby Roode probably retains this time, but just only because.
Do you think he's ready to come up?
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna come up right now because I think they're gonna let him retain the title by means of either interference by Roderick Strong because he's going after.
I don't see that happening. I mean, I don't see how you can possibly make this match end in a DQ. But
really,
but the thing is, I think Bobby Roode is ready to come up.
He's more than ready.
He's been there for a while. I think he's ready to come. I mean, the fans love him down in NXT. I think he's going to do something big.
He's going to do something glorious.
I cannot wait to see what his entrance is going to be now. So I got Drew McIntyre over Bobby Roode. I would say thanks to Roderick Strong.
Yes, that's a good point. Roderick would interfere on behalf of Drew.
Now, do you think he gets involved? Well, do you think he comes out before the match starts, or during, or possibly after?
Probably during the match, because if you got him interfering on the behalf of Drew McIntyre, he had to be coming out in the middle of the match or during the match sometime.
Well, the reason I'm going to say before the match, because I don't think he's not going to get involved. I think he's going to try to possibly distract Bobby Roode. Because I think after the introductions and all that, and then once the bell rings, I think his music is going to play. I can see security coming out trying to stop him, but I think he goes right up to the commentator's desk and he just watches that match.
Yeah,
and then I think towards the end of the match, that's when I see him coming down, distracting the referee, and then Drew McIntyre wins. He thanks Roderick Strong, and then Roderick goes after and just starts beating the living hell out of him. And then
Drew McIntyre or
no, I see Roddy coming up after the match and just beating the living hell out of Bobby Roode.
Oh yes, yeah, Drew McIntyre, that'd be weird. That'd almost be a heel turn.
Yeah, I think it would. So I think Drew McIntyre is walking out because he is undefeated. So is Bobby Roode.
Oh yeah.
I think you have to put the belt on Drew McIntyre
Drew is more than ready.
You
to have
owe that
guy
so much.
Oh yes, Drew is more than ready to get that title.
Yeah.
He's been doing so much, even in his first run in WWE. And look at him now. He's like a completely different person than what he was, but when he was first in the company.
Yeah.
He's built himself up. He's got his reputation is a lot better on the independents than it was in WWE.
Yeah.
He got more respect than he had before. He's got more respect now.
Yeah.
So yes, he's ready for that title. He'll elevate the title a little bit more.
Not that, but I mean, from what I've been told is that now they're having another group of guys coming in NXT, which I think is going to be good for Drew McIntyre, because now he'll defend that title. Now
with a fresh group of guys.
Yeah, with a fresh group of guys. Roderick Strong possibly going into the title picture now.
Oh yes.
So I think Bobby Roode goes up after, but I think he gets one more match with the NXT title.
Loses that match.
Yeah.
Then gets called up.
Yeah, but I think the problem is now where do you put Bobby Roode? You think he's Raw ready, or do you think you put him on SmackDown?
Raw, because of how flamboyant he is, how his character is. It's basically a Raw type of character.
But the thing is, does he get lost in the shuffle on Raw? Because a lot of wrestlers get lost in the shuffle on Raw, even though it is 3 hours.
No, I don't think he'll get lost. If he got a great gimmick, Vince might like the gimmick. Vince might find something to do with him. He'll find a way to place him properly.
I would put him on SmackDown, because I think he can work with a lot more guys, because the rumors now had it that the free agent spot of John Cena is possibly going to Raw after SummerSlam, because they are going to do another superstar shakeup.
Okay.
So that's why I see Bobby Roode going to SmackDown, and then now you can start building him up to really take over that SmackDown brand. All right, now we get into SummerSlam. We have, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 días, 11, 12, 13. We got 13 matches.
Holy crap.
And I am very impressed with myself. I counted to 13 pretty quick in Spanish. Yeah, we have 13.
Yes, you did.
We have 13 matches. 3 are on the kickoff.
What matches are those?
Well, we'll go over that. Can you believe SummerSlam is going to be 6 hours long?
Holy smokes, really?
2 hours on the kickoff, and then you got 4 for the actual show. So,
good Lord.
Yeah, and I mean, we're going to be watching that for pretty damn long. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now here we go. Here's the full SummerSlam preview. We got...
I'm going to be tired because I got to go right to work later on.
It's going to be the rematch on Monday Night Raw. The Hardys and Jason Jordan will take on Miz and the Miztourage. Miz is not defending the Intercontinental title. I mean, pretty much every title is defended except for that one.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, I was kind of bizarre on this one. I thought Jordan would get a shot at The Miz for the Intercontinental title.
That would have been a good thing. I think it would have helped Jason Jordan a little too.
Yeah. I see Miz and the Miztourage winning this one.
Maybe they put him with the Hardys, maybe to take maybe to get the fans to stop booing him a little. Maybe that's what they did with him with the Hardys.
Doubt they're gonna do. I mean that's like what it was 2 years ago when Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble. You put The Rock out there, but they're still booing him, even though it was Philadelphia. And again, Philly has been known for a rough crowd. I mean, you saw how many years ago they booed Santa Claus. So, all right, this one I am kind of surprised that this is on the kickoff show. Tozawa will now defend his newly cruiserweight title against the challenger now, Neville. I'm very surprised that this one is on the kickoff.
Well, it's kind of not a little bit. Wasn't
because their match on Raw was very good.
Well, maybe they figured since we gave it away on
free
Raw,
television,
we don't really care. They didn't care enough to put it on, because if they didn't do that, it would have been on the main show.
Oh yeah.
But they probably figured since they did that already, they don't care enough to try to put it on the main show. It's on the kickoff show. It's one of those throwaway matches, which is a shame.
Yeah. The New Day will defend their new titles against the Usos. That one's on the kickoff. I'm very surprised by that one, because I'm actually very entertained by this rivalry. I don't know why this one is on the kickoff.
Maybe they're saying because they probably when you're talking about those guys, they're probably figuring those type of matches with those type of people. Now they're just kickoff matches. We don't care about them too much.
Real quick, who do you got in the cruiserweight title match?
Tozawa.
Yeah. I think Tozawa retains. I also think the New Day retains as well. All right, now we go to the main show. Demon Finn Balor will take on Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt won the first match on Raw.
The Demon's gonna win this one, I believe.
Yeah. I think the Demon. I love the chemistry that these two have with each other,
especially with Balor being able to play the mind games.
Even though I'll say this, even though they have been teasing this for quite some, they have been teasing this for quite some time, but now that I think it's full fledged, now he didn't like this. I actually think this is gonna blow the roof up.
Oh yeah,
especially with these two, because again, I mean, Bray.
Like I said, both of them are enigmatic. They're both mysterious.
Bray, I think, is one of the top 4 charismatic guys in the company.
And Finn Balor has a mystery and an enigma to him a little bit.
Yeah,
especially with the Demon, with that Demon character persona that he uses. This will be a great match.
Oh yeah. I think Finn Balor will get the win over Bray Wyatt. I think so Bray will probably do something after the match.
Yeah, he'll attack him, and that will just keep the feud going.
All right, next up, Big Show versus Big Cass. Enzo will be hung above the shark cage. Will be hung in the shark cage above the ring.
I hope he doesn't fall.
Yeah, true.
Never can trust those things.
I see Big Cass winning this one.
Yes.
Because I mean, if you're turning Cass heel, you gotta give him something to run on. I think Cass wins this match. Now the club got involved. Do you see them getting involved again?
Honestly, I kind of do.
Because they're not on the card.
I kind of honestly do see them. I wish I didn't, because I think they're just 2 extra bodies. Like I said earlier, they're just 2 extra bodies in this thing that is not necessary. I don't want to see them in this. What is the point of having them here? They're a tag team. Mm-hmm. They should be doing something with another tag team, not getting involved in something between 3 guys.
I seriously thought they were going to work with the Hardys at SummerSlam because they've been having some pretty good matches. I thought them and the Hardys would have, I think those two would have been good, because you have, I would say arguably 2 of the most popular tag teams maybe in the world. I think the Young Bucks are probably one of the best that are outside of the WWE.
Yes.
Because you have the Hardys, who are first bound Hall of Famers. Then you have the Bullet Club. Pretty much your staple tag team in the Bullet Club. I would actually thought those two would have an excellent match. Yeah, so I say Big Cass wins it.
Yes.
Now, would you have put this one on the kickoff? I possibly would have, because I probably would have switched out the New Day, the Usos, and Tozawa and Neville, because I think those two deserve to be on the main card.
Yes.
And this next one I'm surprised is on the main card. I would have put this one on the kickoff. Randy Orton taking on Rusev.
Yeah, that needed to be on.
This one was kind of just thrown together at the last second.
Yes, that needed to be on the kickoff. That's something that shouldn't be shown on the main card. We don't. Does anybody really care as much? Does anybody really care as much about this match?
It's still. We're in the afternoon, and you're still yawning.
Cut it out, man.
Oh, whatever.
I had to work this morning. What's your excuse?
Oh, wham.
Nothing.
Okay, so Orton Rusev. Who do you think will take it?
Orton, because looking at how Rusev's lost like to Cena, like he's not getting this win. Like they're not even gonna give it to him. I'm sorry.
I think Rusev wins.
I just can't give it to Rusev. I would like to. I like to see Rusev get some type of win, but
yeah,
I look at evidence of how he was booked in the past and what happened with him and Cena at the last at Battleground. He's not getting this win, I don't think.
I think the problem. Well, again, I think the actual big problem that you're having with Cena is that you don't know what to do with him after Cena, because you feel like once you've had your rivalry with Cena, who else do you work with that keeps that momentum going? That's why I think
Cena's the biggest star in the company.
But that's why I think people tend to get the term he buries talent, which is arguably the most ridiculous excuse you can ever make. Yes, so I have Rusev over Randy Orton. Naomi will defend her SmackDown Women's title against Natalya. I'm actually floating in and out on this one because
Natalya's not getting that belt.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think they've been hyping Carmella cashing in more than this one.
So, and she's probably will. I have a feeling that Carmella might end up doing that.
I see, but again, Naomi has defended that title every other month. Maybe she's still nursing that injury that she had when she lost it. But I think you're gonna see a full-fledged, hard-hitting match, and I see Naomi winning. I don't see Carmella cashing it in just yet. I say she cashes in at Survivor Series.
Are you sure?
Well, that's
Survivor Series?
That's what my guess will be, because again, if you have that Survivor Series match with the SmackDown women and the Raw women, I could potentially see in now that's if Naomi is in the match. I could see if those two are left standing and SmackDown wins, I could see Carmella taking that briefcase, smashing it over Naomi, cashing it in, and then wins.
Possibility.
So, all right, next up, the other women's title match, Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks. I'm looking forward to this one.
The best part is there's real life heat behind it.
There is.
But Alexa has been on record saying this will not affect their match, because even though they have heat, they will still act like professionals.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not to doubt Alexa, but you can question that a little bit, knowing how wrestlers have acted in the past with one another. They have taken liberties on purpose with someone they don't like.
Do you think Sasha becomes a 4-time champ?
Possibly.
I would say yes, because how long has Alexa held that title?
I don't think that long.
Well, I know she won it at Payback because Payback was in San Jose, and she's held on to it. What was that? April, May, June, July. She's held it for about 4 months.
Oh, really?
Well. Here's the other thing. I think Sasha finally gets a good lengthy title run. I just think you have to give it to her, because when she was stuck in that rivalry with Charlotte,
hot potato with the title.
Yeah, they were basically playing hot potato. So I think Sasha wins, and then I think you give her a good run with that belt.
I agree.
She
needs that.
Yeah. Next up on the card, the one that I'm looking forward to, Ambrose and Rollins, aka a reunited Iffy Shield, versus Cesaro and Sheamus for the tag team titles. I think Ambrose and Rollins win.
Oh yeah, they're gonna put the titles on them.
Now here's the thing that I was kind of concerned about, is that, do you think they're blowing this Cesaro? Well, not blowing up. Do you think they're underutilizing both Cesaro and Sheamus as this tag team, because they have been tag team champions twice, but they haven't been given a good lengthy run with those belts?
I'm not too sure. Possibly.
Yeah.
I feel like that whenever I see them on Raw, I feel like they're not doing much with them. I
Yeah.
feel like they're on there. They're just there just to be there. They're not really being put into no really good feud or nothing.
Well, again, I didn't expect Cesaro to turn heel, but even though I think it's going to be good for his career, because again, he wasn't really going anywhere as a face.
Oh no, he wasn't.
So, yes, so I see Ambrose
But
and
I
Rollins
did kind of like
winning that.
babyface Cesaro a bit.
Yeah,
He was a little bit entertaining.
yeah. Well, I thought heel Cesaro was better because again, when he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 30, he put Paul Heyman with him, just for like that month. And I'll never forget the one line that he said when Alberto Del Rio was still with the company. I only speak 5 languages and none of them are loser. I was like, oh, that's a good line right there. I actually liked him. So I think Ambrose and Rollins pick up the Raw Tag Team titles. AJ Styles, I'm looking forward to this one.
Oh,
AJ
yeah.
Styles defends the U.S. title against Kevin Owens. Shane McMahon is the guest referee.
Some kind of way, I don't know how, but Shane's going to be a factor in this.
Oh yeah.
He's either by accident or by complicity, he's going to be involved in some kind of way.
I think AJ Styles retains it, which sets up Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon.
Okay, that'll work. That sounds about right.
Because remember, I think that match, I mean, even though Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon have been they have been button heads, I think you're going to see this happen. I think you're going to see Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon. I think this is where you set it up. So I see AJ Styles retaining. John Cena versus Baron Corbin. They finally have a factor going into this match because Corbin
losing
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank
At about 10-20 seconds. I say Baron Corbin wins.
You see Corbin, I guess, yeah, I believe Corbin will win.
Because remember, Cena is on a 6-match losing streak at SummerSlam. So SummerSlam the last 6 years hasn't been his go-to factor. So that's why I see Baron Corbin winning, because if you're really pushing Baron Corbin, you got to put him over on Cena. Then I think Cena goes away for a little bit, or he goes to Raw.
Oh, okay.
Which could set up John Cena versus Roman Reigns.
And they have been talking about that.
They have been really pushing for that match.
And those two have been going back and forth on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. So I see that one happening at WrestleMania 34. I don't want another Reigns-Lesnar. That's more of like a Royal Rumble match. And then we have Jinder Mahal defending his WWE Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura.
King of Strong Style.
I see Nakamura winning this.
Oh, yeah.
So, now there have been talks about Shinsuke winning this in less than 1 minute. I don't see that happening. I think this will go at least 10 minutes.
It'll go the distance a little bit.
Because remember, WWE Championships over the last, I think, 2 to 3 years really haven't been that good. Because it all started when Brock Lesnar pretty much destroyed John Cena in the main event at SummerSlam. That's when Suplex City started. So, and again, after that, you had Styles versus Ziggler. That really didn't go anywhere. And now the main event, Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Fatal 4-way for the WWE Universal Championship.
See that belt coming off of Brock.
Yeah, I think the belt's coming off of Brock because remember, he's been getting into some beef with John Bones Jones, who has been rumored to be at the Barclays Center to watch this match.
Might be Brock may be considering going back to the Octagon.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Well, again, he still has his 6 month suspension,
and he also has to be put into that drug testing pool.
Yeah. This one's really up in the air. I think they're really pushing some Samoa Joe. I don't see Roman Reigns being a factor in this match.
What about Strowman?
I think Strowman wins. Because if you're really high on Strowman, because remember, he's won the last 2 matches against Roman Reigns. And I think you're really pushing him as, if you want to push as this,
monster heel.
Yeah, a monster heel. Or, well, he's actually one of the most popular heels.
And that's mostly because of Roman, because people don't like Roman. They kind of like Strowman when he beats him up.
Yeah, so I think Braun Strowman walks out with the championship, and I think he holds on to it until WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
So, All right, so we've pretty much covered the card top to bottom. Pretty much everything from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, 205 Live, NXT Takeover. What do you think will be match of the night for? Let's start with NXT Takeover.
I want to say Aleister Black and Hideo Itami.
That one I think is going to be a sleeper. I think the match of that night is definitely going to be Bobby Roode versus Drew McIntyre because I think a lot of people are going to be invested into that match.
You're right.
But however, I do think you kick off the show with Aleister Black versus Hideo Itami because again, you always have to get the crowd going. All right, for SummerSlam, what do you think will be match of the night?
Fatal 4-Way?
Oh, yeah, I agree. I think the Fatal 4-Way will win. Because
all those combustible elements and 4 of the biggest stars in there.
All right, what match do you think is the sleeper?
Hard to say.
I'm going to say Alexa versus Sasha. That one I think will be a sleeper that no one will expect coming. What do you think is going to be the worst match?
Man. I hard to say.
I'm going to say Orton Rusev.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's is going to be into that match.
In that match. It's Rusev and it's Orton. No one's going to care.
What do you think is going to be the quickest match?
I honestly don't know.
I'll say Mahal and Nakamura.
Nakamura knocks out Mahal and gets that title. Yeah, that's going to be a quick match. All
right, what do you see as the biggest match with the biggest story? If you know what that meant. Well, actually, let me put it this way. What match do you think the audience is going to be into because they're very invested in the story?
I honestly can't say.
I'm going to say Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. Because a lot of people have been into this. I say that one's first, and then I think the second one is AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens.
Because they did develop something there with Shane, and there is continuity in that one.
Yeah. Well, all right, we have pretty much covered everything. It was a pretty good week in wrestling.
Oh yeah, I was happy with it.
Yeah. All right. Now, even though we did cover SummerSlam, Destination X happened. What do you think is going on? Well, Jim Cornette ended up appearing up on TNA.
Corny going off.
Especially, well, sorry, not TNA, GFW now.
Oh, yes. I
did not see that one happening.
Corn is going off.
Yeah.
I love Jim Cornette when he's doing shoot interviews.
Yeah.
And he is in rare form.
He is in rare form. He still looks good.
Yes, he does. Jim Cornette looks like he hasn't aged a day.
Yeah, and I think he is good for the sport of wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Because he can cut an amazing promo.
I've been recently.
His mouth has gotten him so far in this business.
I've been watching a lot of Smoky Mountain Wrestling on YouTube.
Yeah.
Jim Cornette, excellent tag team manager, excellent promo guy, excellent mouthpiece for a tag team. He's good at what he does. Jim Cornette is one of a kind.
He is. All right, and we heard the big news. Alberto El Patron has been stripped of the title.
But we do not know the details of what it is about. We'll probably hear more as time goes on.
I think Del Rio
what do you think it was about?
I think he's kind of fallen apart because remember, he does have that incident with his now, I think, fiance now, Paige?
Yes.
Because
the airport incident?
Yeah, he did have the airport incident.
And he has been constantly talking about and berating WWE on GFW television after the show goes off the air. He was doing that.
Well, again, I mean, name one superstar that hasn't done that when they went to TNA.
But it was excessive. It was really. It wasn't. It was not even. It was to a varying degree. It was even after the show went off the air that he was doing this.
Yeah.
He would grab a mic and just start tirading on WWE. It's really gotten out of control.
Yeah.
And he's been getting into fights.
Yeah.
And stuff. Fought his own brother. Fought a Ninja Turtle.
Which was, I wonder who won. Well.
Was it Raphael? It might have been Raph. Might have put up a fight though.
Well, I don't know. I think he would laugh too much if he fought Michelangelo. Leonardo
we all would laugh if he fought Michelangelo.
Oh yeah, he would fall over laughing. I think Leonardo or Donatello may have given him. I think the best fight, even though Leonardo does have swords, but I think Leonardo and Donatello are both the brains. Raphael would give him the best fight. Michelangelo he would lose to because he would just.
Raphael, I mean, Michelangelo just got hurt. Mikey would have just got hurt. Let's just say that.
Yeah. So
but yes, he's really much out of control, and I guess they felt that they had no other option but to strip him of the title, which I honestly think was the right decision because you can't have your champion acting like that, conducting themselves in that manner, because it's just no place for it.
Yeah.
Especially with a company like that.
Now after GFW went off the air, there was an incident between Bobby Lashley's crew and one of the referees, because apparently he got upset. I don't remember exactly who it was after Seidel beat Lashley. I didn't see that one happening. But did you see the promo after GFW went off the air?
Oh no, I actually have not seen all of it. I actually have not seen the whole.
Do you want me to spoil it for you?
Go right ahead.
John Morrison appeared in a promo. He's coming to GFW next week.
I have heard about that. I have heard that.
So apparently he is coming. So I don't know if he's done with Lucha Underground or not.
Who knows? Maybe right now they're not doing anything. So
well, remember, I don't know. I didn't watch Lucha. I'm pretty sure you did.
I did.
Who won the Johnny Mundo Rey Mysterio match?
The match hasn't taken place yet. They haven't shown it. What they did is that they had a face-to-face in the ring, and pretty much everybody from the roster of the Lucha Underground roster jumped in. It was basically a melee, a free-for-all.
Yeah. So maybe that's an indication that he may be done with Lucha Underground. I'm not sure. I think he's good for Lucha Underground.
Oh yeah, he's like one of their top stars.
Yeah.
Besides Prince Puma, Rey Mysterio, Phoenix, Pentagon Jr., and Mil Muertes, yes, he's one of the top stars there.
Yeah. Well, all right, that covers it up. You need to stop howling at the moon, because I can see you kind of falling asleep right now.
Be quiet. I was at work this morning.
Oh, wah.
Wah, nothing.
Sure. All right, guys, that does it for us. SummerSlam, kick it off on Sunday.
Can't wait.
It's going to be about a 10-hour show. That's what it's going to feel like.
And I still got to go to work later on that morning, so I'm going to be extra exhausted.
All right, guys, take care, have fun, subscribe to the WWE Network, and we'll see you next time.
Later.